An important factor to take into account when feeling low, when feeling depressed, feeling bad, or whatever. Remember that typically the trigger has been gone for a long time. A lot of things can happen in people's lives, yes, and they can feel bad, they can feel depressed afterwards. But remember that depression, in the end, well, it means two things. You're not investing the energy in the correct way, and secondarily, you are actually misinterpreting the word in the end, because English is a bit of an occult language. It was built or ended up being built and designed in the modern way in certain ways in which if you use the words correctly you can see some subterfuges. When you say depressed, you don't say you are depressed, you say you need depressed, because well, depressed means deep rest. One needs deep rest because only when you truly rest and you detach yourself a bit from your mind and from the noise of the mind and from reacting emotionally to all sorts of circumstances, which, well, most of them have happened a long time ago, but you still allow them to affect you nowadays. Well, the point is very simple. Um, One needs to simply calm their mind down. You need to simply take a rest. You need to go in a park. You need to stop overthinking about so many situations because a lot of people really don't have too much trouble in the world. Most of the people who are depressed typically are drama, well, not necessarily drama queens and the such, but the society nowadays kind of programs you to live almost obsessed with drama. You see drama on the movies, you see drama in your video game communities, in your whatever other kind of communities. It's like everyone is in this rush to show how much in a drama everyone is, and in some toxic environments, it's almost a race who is more dramatic than the other. Yes, in some situations, it's obvious that people who aren't like that, they're gonna be sponges, and their drama can be overwhelming. But when it comes to suffering, when you are back home, try to simply detach from those by no longer thinking about those, because it's this obsession for drama that is giving you all the depression. See, depression means you're investing your energy in stupid ways. Something that happened to you badly or whatever happened, it happened and it simply ended. It's worse if it's not ending and others happen, yes, but when something happens in your life, you have the opportunity to get wiser or to remain wounded and get even more wounded. And most likely, you've seen from personal experience, especially if you've been through constant depression and misery, you've seen that the more you invest in that, the more you get of it. And the point is, you rest each and every day a certain number of hours so that for that corresponding day, you have the amount of energy. Yes? And it is a bit disrespectful towards you as a being um, to invest all that energy into events that have been, well, have happened a long time ago. Someone said something nasty about you or did something humiliating. Yes, all those events can be socially awkward and bad, especially now with videos that can be leaked on the internet. And, you know, if you're simply a nobody in society, don't worry too much about that. Yeah, some people will simply laugh at you because they saw a goofy video about you. But the simple point is, people are obsessed with TikTok and drama. They will forget about that in a few days. Maybe they will remind you, but it's not gonna be as funny after a long time. And the point is, don't forget that you're just investing your energy into those events. When those events happened a long time ago, you're still investing in what happened back then. And don't forget that every time you remember something, you remember actually the last thing you remembered. And every time you invest into a certain event or whatever happened, whatever you want to call it, every time you invest emotionally into that, well, one has to understand that you're slowly gonna make it look even worse. Slowly and surely. Next time you remember that, well, it's gonna appear as if it's gonna be worse than it initially was. A lot of people end up waking up from such cycles and they're like, hey, wait, but that event wasn't much of a big deal. And then they kind of realize that they've been, investing their energy stupidly and things like that. So when we go even further, see, life happens in cycles. Every action that you take has, in a way, a reaction. that reaction also includes the fact that any action you take is going to repeat. Because every action that you take and is not fulfilled, you don't feel a fulfilling desire within you, and you don't feel that action fulfilled, it's going to happen again because it will try to simply release itself from the karmic structure you have given it, right? All your emotional and mental activities are like creating small little dolls, let's call them, or whatever, little constructs, whatever you want to call them. And they have a tiny bit of life. They're not capable of doing anything. Now, don't let your mind go awkward with imagination. They're not demons or beings or whatever. They're just, in a way, a tiny bit of life. And any form of life that is unfulfilled will seek to become one with creation again. They need to, well, fully dissipate. And in order to do that, you need to give up on them. So they will repeat in your mind again and again and again. And unfortunately, a lot of people are investing in those emotions even more as if they are obsessed with not losing them. Yes, it can happen because, just like with those old things, they've been in your house for a long time, they haven't been serving you much, but you still feel like you don't want to throw them away because they're impregnated with your energy. So, from a certain standpoint, to your system, it looks as if they are, a part of yourself, and it feels like a part of you is going to die if you give up on those things. Similarly, such thoughts can be perceived in a similar way because when you look at those thoughts, you've been investing so much energy in those. Like, you pair this with, slight obsessions at least for drama, and those thoughts that you have invested so much will appear as if they are now your babies. So, you'll have to keep investing into those. The same thing people who lie a lot also do. That's why they become vampiric, because they invest so much energy into their drama, into their lies, into their deceit and such, and especially into self-doubts and self-deceits and self-sabotage. That's the worst disrespect you can bring to yourself. All those hours that you sleep to have the energy for that current day, and, well, you're spending those to make your life even more miserable. Then you're wondering why your body is reacting so miserably to that. Because don't forget, you're not one single entity. Your body is made out of 4 billion and such cells. All those cells have a health of their own. If you're constantly bombarding them with negativity, well, that's a bad thing because they're going to feel bad. They're going to tell you by the collective emotion that you're feeling from your body that you're feeling bad. And, well, unfortunately, if people are obsessed with drama, that's a death spiral that only great pain will pull them out, because only great pain and great struggles can pull people out from their comfort zone. It is unfortunately how karma functions. Well, hopefully this video was introspective enough. You are appreciated, take care, and this being said, Ferenc Board signing out.